personally believe that if I give you a fish, it's not as beneficial as teaching you how to fish. Today's introduction is going to be on several videos that are related to C2C in doing GraphGAN work. You know the pictures when doing corner to corner? That's what we're going to be discussing today. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to quickly talk about it, and then we're going to do a walkthrough of the pattern itself on screen, and then I'm going to leave you to be able to fish. So we have a video on how to do corner to corner in the GraphGAN format, reading the graphs, making the graphs, and also doing color changing and being able to do all of that. So that video has been around a long time, and I used my friend Sarah from Repeat Craft For Me as an example to be able to do it with a teddy bear. That video is actually widely used, and there's a lot of kudos on it, and I think it's almost the standard when it comes to this. So what we have is over the years is Yarn Inspirations has presented several patterns, like tons of patterns in C2C format. And the problem with the C2C format is that, you know, I could show you row by row and changing the colors on a particular pattern, but I find that people will say to me, you know, I wish you would have done a reindeer instead of a bear, or I wish you would have done a lighthouse instead of something else. And so for me as a tutorial host, it gets very difficult to be able to comply with those kind of requests, because the fact is that once you understand how to do these graphs or even make these graphs, it's basically up to your own story of what you want to complete. So I'm going to refer to that video in the video description if you would like to access that, because that is where you can learn to fish instead of just eating fish. And therefore, even on Yarn Inspirations, the Crochet Crowd, Repeat Craft For Me, for example, you can find these graphs and basically run to town if this is a concept that is of interest to you. We are seeing more and more pop art when it comes to the corner to corner that you'll see here on our selection. So in the more information of the video, not only is the video on learning how to do this concept also there, but you're going to see a whole whack of other patterns that are available where the graphs are already done for you. So that's really quite exciting. So without further ado, I'm going to talk specifically about the pattern that was showcased in the thumbnail, and we're going to walk through each one of those. And currently on my list, I have 22 of those, and so each one of those will be a different video, and this is the same introduction for each. Here we have the Red Heart Pique Your Interest C2C tapestry. This is a wall hanging that's hanging down from a wall, and when you look at it, it's something maybe for the office or something for your living room or a living space that you particularly enjoy having that around. So it's a neat idea. It's a little bit of a mountains. It's kind of just fun, kind of just artistic. Let's take a look at the pattern itself, and you can see that this is what it looks like, and you can see the different balls. So it's using Red Heart Hygge yarn. You can substitute this out if you would like to. Hygge, it was more of a thicker yarn, so you just have to keep that in mind for sizing, and the gauge is obviously there. So what we have here is that we have the diagram available to you. You're going to start off in this corner and start working your way across. There's lots of sections where it's the same color going across, so it makes it a lot easier to be able to do it instead of changing the colors until you have to get to something like this where you'll be switching out the yarns in order to get that concept to go. But it's a really neat idea. I think it's just really quite artistic, and maybe something that is just waiting for your living space. And this is the Pique Your Interest C2C Crochet Tapestry.